Hey everybody, it's me, Sarah something. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, I can't really see from like where my camera is positioned, like the timestamp, but anyways, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new, today we're going to be doing another little chicken war. We're going to be doing some chicken war sandwich wars, I guess. I thought it would be kind of fun, but first things first, I need to kind of take my seatbelt off, okay? I need to be free. I feel a little bit like kind of slightly restrained with that on, but anyways, yeah, so we're going to be doing the chicken war sandwich, and I had to drive all the way out to Raytown to get churches. I'm hoping that this is going to be the one, okay? But I'm pretty familiar with this area. I used to hang out like 2 minutes down the road in a basement off Eastwood Traffic Way, so love that for me, right? So anyways, I am pretty well rested today. I got like 15 hours of sleep last night, and sorry about my hair because I just got done working out, so I'm looking like probably kind of like a sporty biatch, okay? But anyways, I am kind of hoping, I don't know, I didn't really do a lot of my research on the food, but I'm kind of hoping that they raise their chickens like cage-free, homegrown, fed appropriately, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, I just think that it tastes better that way, and it might be like healthier. But I also, speaking of chickens, I used to have these baby chickens, right? But they ended up like dying because they got too big, and I ended up having to give them to the farm, to the owner, the man who owned the farm. It was his property. I had to give him my baby chickens, but that's kind of a sad thing. So anyway, I just kind of prefer like my meat, my pieces of meat to not be like lab grown, if that makes any sense. But yeah, they were like the cutest little munchkins. They had like Easter colors on them, and they just like would inject them with dye, and yeah. Anyways, so I'm just kind of praying that these chickens are cooked right and deliciously. So I like whenever they're cooked right, because then I don't have to like add cheese, and you know, kind I've just been kind of spending all of my money on the chicken sandwiches, so yeah. It's kind of addicting. But for both of these chicken sandwiches, let's just go ahead and start the video. I got one of their spicy, and then just like one regular or classic, and it only costed $8.65. So hopefully I don't turn into like a chicken head after this or something like that. But I'm also kind of hoping and praying that these are better or tied with Burger King's chicken sandwiches. Well, if it's a tie with BK's sandwiches, then I'm gonna be kind of disappointed, because BK's were not they were kind of disgusting, honestly, you guys. So okay, anyways, let's go ahead and see what we're working with here. I accidentally dropped okay, so there's this. I accidentally dropped some of my chains in one of my bags. Gross. And which one is this? Okay, classic, regular. And I'm sure the chicken definitely doesn't want to be around the chains. I mean, who would? You know what I'm saying? But it was like kind of distributed all in there on accident. It was an accident, you guys. I didn't mean to do that. What is this fan doing? So anyways, here's a little tip. If you don't want, or if you want to have clean tasting food, then don't mix the chains with the chicken, because then you're like mixing hot food, you know what I'm saying, with like chicken, and yeah, I don't know. But anyways, this food is hot and they just served me, so yeah. Anyways, at the end of the day though, here, this is what really matters. The sauce is the boss. So if the spicy sauce is good, then that's all that really matters, right? Like, that's kind of the end of the story. So there's no compromising, at least in my opinion. So yeah. So I think for today, we're gonna go ahead and try the classic one first. Okay. So the bun is nice and soft. I like my bread soft, and it's buttery, so like that for me, with mayonnaise. What a concept. Okay. Chicken sandwich wars is what we're working with. This is bomb. I'm wearing my Dolly Parton shirt today, but I thought for today's video, while I eat anyways, I would tell you guys a little story about my mental health experience. So trigger warning. This story is going to be about the time that I lived. It wasn't necessarily in a pimp house, but it was something like that, okay? Okay, so I am just walking you guys kind of through this. This is the link, and you just kind of follow this to get from all these points. Like this ahead of me, that's the Westin, and inside of the Westin is the Braziers, which is just kind of like a bar or a restaurant. They're selling mint cocktails there, it looks like. That's the link. And yeah, now we're just kind of walking in through the link to Crown Center, and see, it's all just kind of connected through what they call the link. And down below right there, that is the Brazier. It's a restaurant or a bar, a cocktail bar. And I recorded this around Christmas time, so that might explain some of the Christmas decorations. But up above there is like a gym right there, but you really can't see it because it's kind of covered up. So, but yeah, this is kind of a really touristy place for people to go to. I'm wearing my Vans today. And yeah, and this section right here, this is a hotel. This is the Westin. I've been inside of those. Some people like to call them balls, or banquets, or yeah, I call them balls, but whatever. And now we're just kind of walking through. This is the Westin Hotel, and now we're making our way into the Crown Center shops. And yeah, here we have the mayor's ornaments, and here we have 2 water fountains, and Santa Claus is singing "Ho, ho, ho, Merry Christmas" to me. So these are just kind of some shops And yeah, this is Crown Center. So whenever I was in elementary school, my school would come here and we would perform down there sometimes and sing for all of the adults, which was fun. And they weren't doing it this year, probably because of COVID. I mean, I'm not really sure, but I'm assuming that's why. Yeah. Here's a clock. And this is just kind of what the inside of Crown Center looks like. Whenever I think I was in kindergarten or first grade, we made a flat Stanley. And my aunt used to work at Crown Center for Hallmark. And I gave her my flat Stanley so she could bring it to work with her. And then it would get to go kind of on like a little adventure. And yeah, I'll never forget that time. Whenever the guy I was seeing asked me to move in with him, I remember feeling like so impressed because, I mean, who wouldn't think this was cool, right? So I ended up getting a job with his mom, and at that job she was a rehab doctor, and so we got to work with a lot of prosthetists, and most of our patients had pumps. I don't know if you know what that is or not, but it's just a device that gets implanted inside of your body. And so in order to place the device, they have to cut you open. So they have to do surgery on you. But it's for patients who have spinal cord injuries, and it's supposed to help with muscle spasms. And I worked there for 8 years, I think. So quite a long time. But I felt like it was a big girl job. You know what I mean? So I grew up learning some of the ins and outs of working with people who couldn't walk. So it was quite an interesting job, to say the least. But they were from the Philippines, which is of Asian descent. So while we're on that note, stop Asian hate, y'all. And it was in the heart of Kansas City, connected to Hallmark, Union Station, Harvey's Whistle Stop, and Sea Life. Hilton, the Westin too. They were all connected together. Like, you could just follow a link, and the link is just a just kind of like a walkway that you could walk from point A to point B, covered indoors. So like, you didn't really have to worry about you know, the weather or traffic or anything like that, from like the condo to Harvey's. It was all in one place, connected through a link, or the link is what it's called. You can research it if you'd like to, but so like, this is kind of embarrassing. So I kind of was hallucinating, and I was seeing people and hearing things that like weren't real. And at this point, I was living with the guy that I was seeing. I actually went to London with him. He flew me out to London. And while I was in London, I got to see the London Eye, and I went to Buckingham Palace, and I got to see all the beautiful butterflies at Horny Man's, I think is what it's called. Look at the chicken. That's a huge piece of chicken, huh? I went to Brick Lane, where like the whole streets are covered with bricks. But anyways, I need something to drink. This is the Sam's purified drinking water. I just brought this from home. I'm trying not to drink as much Coke, but that's another point. So, or a different point, I guess. But the voices, obviously they weren't real. Like, I was hallucinating. They were telling me to jump off the 28th floor. From the condo that I was like living in. And I don't harbor any like ill will feelings towards that condo. I mean, it's kind of triggering being near there. We would go to this bar that was also connected to the condo called the Braziers. And I also learned in London that they call, instead of calling a home in London, they call it a flat. So that's interesting. But anyways, I was bugging out, okay? And it's not funny. I mean, it's really not funny. For any of you who may have experienced like symptoms like I don't know what you experience with hallucinations, but the observation deck is just up really high. You know, it's one of the highest floors, so it's really high up there. So it's crazy, right? How high it is. And it's a place where like the property owners can go to view the downtown skyline. So you can see the World War I Museum and the Liberty Memorial. You can see Union Station, and then Harvey's is inside of Union Station. So Harvey's is in. You can see Harvey's too from the observation deck. And I think you can see Gaslight Grill, but I'm not sure. And it's also connected to the American restaurant. Sorry, I'm choking. But don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if Gaslight Grill is close by or not. But okay, now we're gonna go in. We're gonna try the spicy one, y'all. These sandwiches are really good. I would say Popeyes. Well, let's wait till the end, okay? Till I tell you about the ratings and stuff. But anyways, you can tell that they kind of took their time here with the chicken because it's cooked perfectly. And it tastes like it's made with love. So the spice, it's good. So the observation deck is really high up, and it's crazy, it's insane. So if you jumped, you would totally injure yourself. But I ended up seeing a doctor who wanted me to start taking Risperdal, but I kindly declined because, you know, okay, if you don't know, I'm gonna inform you all. Okay, Risperdal can give girls balls like a dude, or vice versa. If you're a boy and you take it, then you'll grow breast like a girl. But it was a different time back then, so I don't know if anything's changed since then, but this is what this one looks like. The chicken is really good, tender. The piece of meat is just, I don't know, I like it. So I'm glad I came here. But anyways, thank God times have changed. You can recover and kind of move on from things like that. Oh, I'm getting full. You see, this chicken is divine. The breading is kind of sweet. Which I love. Okay. Hopefully I don't get like too debilitated. After consuming these, but you know how like whenever you get like so full, like where you're too full, and you can't walk after? That's the worst. Okay, I'm getting pretty full. But, yeah, times have changed. I don't hear those voices anymore. The voices were awful, too. They would tell me to K myself, to they would just talk trash to me, right? It made me feel like garbage. But what's strange is I recognized the voices. So but that is what happens, you know. I don't know. Stranger things happen. You know, like, I know that my story is not the most craziest, unrealistic, mental health story that's ever been told. In fact, a lot of mass shooters hear voices that like kind of told them to, here's the chicken, to commit, you know, certain acts. So I really think it's good versus evil. You just have to kind of be able to have that, not self-control, yeah, maybe, yeah, I think that's what it's called, self-control, to like know. Or to be above that. So yo, I just annihilated both of my sandwiches. But hopefully I can still walk after this. I just annihilated 2 chicken sandwiches, so. I think they were all white meat. But I'm not sure. Speaking of churches, you guys, let's go ahead and wrap things up over here. Is the COVID still in your guys' church, because it's definitely alive and well in mine. Oh, I'm so sorry of the hiccups. I'm sorry. Holy moly, I'm so sorry. I have the hiccups. I hate that. I hate when that happens. Do you guys think I'll be able to walk after this? Only time will tell. I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed that I can walk after this, so. Let's go ahead and get all this trash. Purchase is too good. This whole chicken sandwich war thing that we've got going on could be dangerous, right? So, oh, something on my shirt. Now I have something in my eye. Okay. But like I have spicy stuff on my fingers. So I don't want to like touch my eyeball because it will sting. And you guys don't want to see that. Or do you? You do? Oh my god. Get it together, Sarah. Get it together. But anyways, thank you guys for watching today's video. Today's chicken sandwich wars part, is it 3 or is it a 4? Is it 4 or 3? I don't remember, but this was great, and I got a jet. Peace.